Good evening, welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. Wake up, Sleeping Beauty, time to go live. Yep, it is time to go live. I'll put that up here at the road. That is the projected team. That's the team that I think that may start. Predicted teams: Schmeichel, Ralston, Trusty, Scales, Tierney, Benji Negrin, Callum McGregor, Arnie Engels, Dyson Maida, Johnny Kenny and Tonecti. I think that's pretty much a fair team of who may play this. The Hand of God's here. Hi Hand of God. I needed that. So that is the team that I think may come up. We'll find out in around about 9 minutes time maybe. And 9 minutes time we should be playing. God, I look awfully pale, don't I? Jeez. Come on, wake up. Siesta time. Put the praying bus down, listening in the car on my way home. There you go, Tam Mac on the way. So tell me what you think of that team. Do you think that that'll be the team? That'll be the team that starts today. Beats Midtjylland away. Don't know why I'm singing. Sarachi starting instead of Tierney for the Impact. Yeah, it could be. Sarachi is available. But I'm just thinking that they may try and change it a little bit. We'll find out in 9 minutes whether that team's correct or not. I mean, like I say, it's only just a predicted team that I've thought up. Earlier on this afternoon when I was looking at stuff, I was getting into the Celtic socials just to make sure. Insta. And we'll just get pictures that Celtic have put up. Stadium and the Celtic are at the stadium, as you would expect, at the arena. Nice little stadium. I wish that more teams in Scotland would go over to the likes of Denmark and Sweden and stuff to look at these nice little stadiums, and because it gives you a nice little atmosphere. I mean, we tried to go. I mean, if you look at Falkirk Stadium, for instance, it's just 3 crazy stands, isn't it? I mean, Livingston's got a nice little one. I wish more teams would go down the road to Livingston, and just even like this, because it does add to the fantastic atmosphere. And so I've put up the picture of Callum McGregor's top, presented in Friendship FC Midtjylland versus Celtic FC, UEFA Europa League, 6th of November 2025. And then on this day 138 years ago, we'll get this up. We did go over it this morning. This is a copy of the notice that went out. A meeting after midday mass, Sunday the 6th of November 1887, St Mary's Hall, 67 East Rose Street, Galton. And that was the day that Celtic were formed. Celtic were founded. They've delivered countless trophies since then. They've delivered the European Cup. They've delivered 120 trophies so far. And what a ride it's been for Celtic. Do you know, from those very early days to what the team is now, to winning the European Cup, Throwback Thursday. I mean, even UEFA have put this up on this day. I mean, that's a cracker. The fact that UEFA have acknowledged the fact that on this day 138 years ago, the 1967 European Cup winners Celtic FC were founded. The boys have delivered countless unforgettable moments in UEFA competitions and continue to build their legacy in Europe. Could this be the... don't even think about it. Don't even think too far ahead. Let's just think about the game tonight and think about, can we get the result tonight? Massive game Massive game over in Denmark. I think that Midtjylland are no mugs. They definitely aren't that. I've still got a bit of croaky throat. Midtjylland are no mugs. Now let's jump into the comment section and see what you lovely people are saying to us on this fine Tuesday. A little bit of cracking day for an away game. That's it. I don't know what it's like up there. Let's get some comments up. Pure inventive football. Win the night, Baz. Confident. Give me your predicted scores. So get some predicted scores in just now whilst we're waiting on the team. Right. Who keeps saying it? More than capable of winning tonight. This is Square Sausage Mac. Comparing Barca to this lot are laughable. Yes, I did, Helen. I had my siesta and forgot to set the alarm. Is everyone excited? Yeah, really excited. It's going to be a good game. I hope we just put in a good performance. I hope we put in the type of performance that is worthy of Celtic, because I think some of the performances over the last year, call the cops. I think some of the performances over the last year, we could have done a little bit better. In Martin's first season, he went over to Bordeaux and got a 1-1. A 1-1. They beat us at extra time at Celtic Park. Well, there is no away game with this one. It is the one-off leg, so it'll be interesting to see, because it's all to play for, really, isn't it? It's all to play for in this one, even though it's still early on and it is just the league phase. For Celtic, I think that it's a must-win game, do you know? But we'll wait and see. I mean, is it a must-win game? Would a draw be acceptable tonight? Would a draw be a good result, considering the way that the seasons went so far? It's must-win tonight to redeem the Braga defeat. Come on, Celtic. If we were to win tonight, that would be thrown down a big gauntlet to the Celtic board, as we spoke about this morning. And the fact that it would give the board a very, very hard decision. It would give the board a hard decision, because if, say, Martin O'Neill does get the job done tonight and he gets that elusive win away from home. I mean, I know that we've won away from home in Europe, but it's not all too regular. But say we do it and we take points off the team that's sitting top of the table. Does it mark the beginning of our campaign, really? Does it get it up and running? I mean, I know we've won one game already. It's not to say the least, but does it say that, look, we're now putting a serious thought into it? Because a lot of Celtic fans were thinking up until this moment that, look, maybe Europa, we should just give it a miss this year. Maybe the squad is not good enough to put in performances at European football level to do anything within the European context. By my reckoning, the team should be up in about a minute. In about a minute's time, as we wait nervously for Martin O'Neill's first team in European football, for a long time. 1-1 would be a good result. 2-1, yes. 1-0, says Stephen Johnston. 2-1 to Celtic. It's a fucking evening butterflies already, says Baz. At past, I'm all over the place now, because I'm expecting the team. Celtic have been late the last couple of times that they've done this. Oh my goodness, how close was I to get in the correct team. The team is out, and there is a bit of a shock. There's a player playing that you didn't think would maybe start. Unbelievable. Wow. He's gone and done it again. Hoops, he's done it again. Schmeichel, Ralston, Trusty, Scales, Tierney, McGregor, Engels, Benji, Jamesy Forrest starts. Jamesy Forrest, I did say this morning, and I should have went with my first instincts. Jamesy Forrest, Tenecti, and Kenny. Hoofed. Dyson Maeda's dropped to the bench. Holy mother moly, a fucking Christ. Go in your cell, Martin O'Neill. Hold my pint. Just everything. That's a team and a half, isn't it? Wow. Way off my predicted team. Dyson Maeda's dropped. And Jamesy Forrest is in. I did think he would go with Tierney. I thought that, you know what, there's something about big games and you know, it maybe calls for a bit of Tierney experience and digging in. You know, digging in when you really need to. Players that really know Celtic and know what the fuck European football's all about for Celtic and need that, you know, winning the European Cup to fucking up against the Farmers League. Have we? Have we fucked it up in the Farmers League? Says nothing. Maybe you're better said nothing. 2-2, 2-1. Celtic 3-2 says Paul Bear. It's going to be a tough one. And when you see that team now, I'm going to jump through the comments. When you see that team, Forrest has been good. Maida will come in once they are worn down a bit. Yeah, I mean, you can see why maybe Celtic have changed things around. And that team. Like the look at the subs as well. Look at the subs. Sinisalo, Ross Duhan, you always have the two keepers in European football. Balikwisha, McCowan, Yang, Osmond, Bernardo, Sarachi, Maeda, Hatate, Murray and Donovan. Murray and Donovan are there to make up the numbers when it comes to European football. But I didn't expect Jamesy Forrest to start. When I think back to this morning on the live, I said Jamesy Forrest. May start, but I said Tierney would start, so I kind of went with Tierney. Celtics won 2-1, Roma won 4-0. That would be a night and a half. I'll take a draw this evening. Yeah, I'd take a draw this evening. Well, I mean, would a draw be a good result? It would be in the bigger scale of things, wouldn't it? It would be a result, but I think that. I don't know. I think that Martin O'Neill might go for the win, especially with that team, with the team selection, because you've got plenty of choice. I mean, there's not been once this season that we've kind of been looking at that and going, ooh. I mean, who do you bring on off the bench? Well, look at it now. You've got Dyson Maeda on the bench. You've got Osmond on the bench. You've got to say that's two players that will come on in the second half. Dyson Maeda will definitely come on in the second half. Because Jamesy Forrest can't do a whole 90 minutes. So you're better getting a good 50 minutes, 55 minutes out of James Forrest. And especially at this level, his upper body strength, he's not going to get pushed over much in this game. Do you know what I mean? Even if they're taller than him, Jamesy Forrest has been there and done it before. His trickery at his grand old age that he is, his experience. Casper will want to put a show on his homeland. Yep, he will that, and he'll want to show that he's still a big keeper when it comes to the international football stage, because he's only 10 games away from beating his dad. So my predicted team and formation can get chucked out the window, can it? We'll get rid of that altogether, because it didn't happen like that. Now that you have seen the team out, what time is kick-off? It's got it on the bottom of the screen if you lead that bit under there as it's coming along now. It's kick-off is at 5:45 Celtic Park time tonight, so get your arse home early for work. Leave early. Just tell the boss, look, mate, I'm off. I'm not hanging about my last night. Not a danger, man. So I'll explain the night, mate. Overtime. Yeah, dancer. I'm off. See ye. I'm going to the pub. That's that. That's what you say. But anyway, right, now that you've seen the team, goals will be scored tonight, so I'm thinking 3-1 or 3-2. I think that it could be a close game at 3-2. I mean, they're scoring about a goal a game at home. They are scoring about a goal a game at home. They've scored a goal a game at home in the league. They've scored 8 goals in the Europa in 3 games. So when you look at it like that, it could be one of those games that you're thinking, woof. And Martin O'Neill's had some good results in Europe, but good scoring games over the years. His first time round, a long time ago. It'll be the hardest game of the season yet. Yes. We knew that beforehand. We knew that beforehand. Something tells me it's going to be a 3-2-3-3. Can't work out right or pick up definitely goals in this game. It's going to be interesting to see the way that Martin O'Neill does. My bros Tony's Celtic daft loves bars. You're so Eddie. Jamesy Forrest looks 17-18. He's 34, really healthy. He doesn't look 17-18. Can you remember the size of his thighs when he was younger? Jamesy Forrest's thighs were like fucking trunks, man. If we turn up as 3-1, Kenny and Benji Tenecti to score. I think we're doing that team a discredit if you think that if it's going to be 3-1. They're too good to be 3-1. I think it's going to be closer. Martin O'Neill said, look, he thinks it'll be a close game. I think it'll be a close game. And I definitely think that you're looking at more a 2-1 situation or a 1-0. Is our defence good enough? When they're going to attack in numbers, they're going to give it an epic go. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that it's going to be that easy. Love to come away with a 2-0 win, an epic European game. I'm looking at the T1, that team 2-0. A lot of folk going for 2-0. I agree Martin will go for it from the start. Yeah, definitely. But that team, he's not hanging back, is he? He's not saying we're going to play keep fucking football, side to side passing stuff. That's not what's happening tonight. You'll see diagonal balls for Trusty and Scales out to Forrest and Tenecti. You'll see Arne Ingles and Benji running into the box along with Johnny Kenny to get on. And Johnny Kenny and Benji, I'll say Benji more than anything, will have been told tonight, as soon as the wingers get the ball, you turn around and you start running towards goal, because expect the ball to come in. Expect it to come in. Play right on the back of their defenders, and as soon as we get the ball, as soon as our wingers are going up the side of the pitch, start heading into the box of numbers, because expect the ball to come in. And then if you're in there, there's a chance that you can score a goal. What a team today. The manager has no favourites, picks players that show in training what they're up for it. I know it's mind-blowing, isn't it, to think that Daizen Maeda has been dropped to the bench. And look who... I mean, when you look at... He's dropped Hatate and Daizen Maeda. That wasn't happening. That wasn't happening. And it could be the fact... Maybe Martin O'Neill's went, all right, lads, what's happening? How long do you plan on staying at Celtic? Oh, you want away, do you? Right, okay. You want away at the next transfer window? Okay, fine. Right. They're fucking dropped, these 2 pricks. They're dropped. That's it. They're not playing for the start. I want players that are going to stay here and fight for the cause. Martin O'Neill. Absolutely brilliant. Feel good about tonight. I see a good European performance from Celtic tonight. Hopefully it is. Impact subs are there. They definitely are. There's lots of subs that can come on and turn the game. Let's be honest. I mean, because if Tierney can't last out the game, you've got Sarachi who can come in. You've got Daizen Maeda who can come in and make a change. That'll be the 2 changes that I'd be looking at maybe first of all in this second half. If Benji Nygren's not doing it, even though his goal exploits over the last month or so, you're thinking, Go and just go. Crazy mutt. You're thinking, I mean, what does Paulo Bernardo need to do to get on in a European game? And then Osmond can score goals. And you're thinking, he's just a young kid, but he's an unknown quantity, isn't he? He's an unknown quantity when it comes to European football. And sometimes that unknown quantity, you may be sitting at the end of tonight and going, fuck me, why did Callum Osmond never get a game so far this season? Don't know. But it's all up there for Johnny Kenny. Johnny Kenny is the main man, the striker at Celtic at the moment. Apparently they work on set pieces 4 times a week. Oh, there we go. James Forrest, 94 years young. I thought he was 184 years young. He's been that long. I think he's been here since the beginning of time as Celtic. Joking, obviously. But James Forrest is just as legendary as that meeting. The meeting that took place all those years ago. And the fact that the Green Brigade are doing a tiffle tonight at the game to celebrate 138 years of unbroken history, when it was our 125th anniversary, we did a full stadium tiffle. The first time ever we had done a full stadium tiffle. I wasn't pressing buttons accidentally. First time ever that we did a full stadium tiffle at Celtic Park. It was an iconic tiffle, one that went on to make Celtic Football Club thousands and thousands of pounds in print sales and whatever. They used the tiffle as a great marketing ploy for years to come. But more importantly, on that very evening, as iconic as 125th year was, it was more iconic that the fact that Celtic beat Barcelona that evening. The fairy tale of Celtic continued to the 125th year, beating the mighty Barcelona. Long ball out to Tony Watt, just over the halfway line. Tony Watt runs towards the goal. Celtic fans rise up off their seats in anticipation, wondering what the young, unknown quantity in Tony Watt could do for Celtic as he runs towards the goal. People start shouting for him to take a fucking shot. He shoots at the fucking... Yes! The place goes absolutely bonkers. Tony fucking what? Can it be one of those nights again? Can Celtic muster up one of those nights that go down in the history of Celtic Football Club? Is, where were you that night? Where were you? It could be one of those nights where you're sitting and you go, fuck me. You remember the mates that you sat with watching the game. You remember being on that fucking YouTube back then. That crazy motherfucker. 2-1 and Benji to score or Kenny to score. I think Johnny Kenny will score tonight. A lot of people trying to get their cargo in. But as Forrest is 49, says on his shorts. It does that, doesn't it? A lot of people going for 2-1. 2-1 would be a fantastic score. Absolutely unbelievable. 1-1 or 2-1 Celtic, says Jay. I'll just say Eddie's confident for tonight also. Take a 1-1 result right now. Their striker is unreal. Yeah, I mean, you've got to give them a little bit of respect. You know, it is away from home. Kenny needs to earn his place tonight with Osmond out for it. And you would never have thought this a couple of weeks ago, that we'd be talking about a striker, a young striker at Celtic. And this is where the fairy tale comes as well, because Johnny Kenny was signed from the League of Ireland, and he was brought over to Celtic, and he was kind of put in the B team, and they thought, he's not going to do anything in the B team. Let's send him back to Ireland and let him go with his football education. And he was sent back there, and he scored goals, and he just worked away. He matured. He grew up. Do you know what I mean? And he was always told, look, you will be a Celtic striker. And then his loan finishes, and he comes back to Celtic, and Celtic are unsure what to do with him, and they're thinking that they're going to have to maybe put him out on loan again this season. It's got a bit of Liam Scales about it, isn't it? Do you know? It's got a bit of Liam Scales about it. And he comes back and he just works away. People doubt the player. People doubt him, saying that he's never going to be a Celtic striker. You have some of the coaching staff saying, like, this young guy can score goals for anywhere. Do you know? And you have the Celtic coaches saying, look, we're unsure what to do with him, whether to put him out for another year on loan, just to give him that first team football. I'm going to close the window because there's that's 2 ants. Back off. Where the fucking ants coming from? So yeah, Johnny Kenny. He is no stranger to scoring in European football. That's where I was going with it, really. Did my seat just go down? So he's done it before. Can he do it tonight? Again, the Celtic backroom staff will be thinking, yes, oof, definitely goals tonight. I don't think that we're not scoring 4 goals against this lot. Not a chance. Tierney in from the start because defensively he's pretty solid. Not a game for marauding fullbacks today. Definitely if we're at home. Yeah, this is true. Yeah, agree with that, mate. 3-1. I don't think it'll be 3-1. It's going to be a close game. I think at best 2-1. 2-1 would be a fantastic result for Celtic. Absolutely fantastic. 1-1. There's more Reform voters in Scotland than Midtjylland fans. Don't know. 2-1, 2-0 or 2-1. Feel comfortable set play. I don't know where you are getting your confidence from, because Johnny Kenny's like a young Mark Hughes. That's a good comparison. Tenecti and Forrest are our scorers tonight. The final result 3-2. Even though Tenecti, although he starts, will he finish the game? It'll be James Forrest that comes off. There's definitely James Forrest that will come off. I think Tenecti will see the game, and maybe this is the kind of game. That Tenecti will enjoy a bit of freedom. He's not going to get played, but they do double up. When I watched the game on Monday night, they were doubling up on the wingers. Full-back and midfielder were doubling up on the wingers. So we'll need to be really fast. 3-1 tonight, 2-1 or 2-1 and 4-0 Roma. I'm telling you. I think Johnny Kenny will score, says Sarah. I think so. Marauding Huns. He's going to be dangerous for us. I mean, he came on in that game on Monday. Do you think they were resting him on Monday night? Do you think they were resting some players on Monday night? And that's a mark of respect to Celtic, by the way, if they were. If they were resting some players, you know. And they were good when he came on. I will give you that. They were good. A lot of subs tonight will be utilised 2-2. I think that's maybe a more realistic scoreline. It's 2-2. Scoring 2 goals in this game tonight would be fantastic. I'm expecting us to lose by 1 goal. Definitely I've got a 3-2 feeling. And Martin O'Neill coming out and going absolutely mental about his players, saying that they were phenomenal. 2-2 draw. says Derry Jerry. Confidence comes from St Martin, Baz. It does that. It does come from him. But Martin O'Neill even says that, look, that this is a good team. It's not a team of mugs. You know, it's a team of players that they're well organised, they're fast, defensively they're good. And going forward, they go forward in numbers. Do you know, when they go forward, there's about 3 or 4 of them in the box, which Celtic will need to watch out for. Maeda can come on in the second half and get a winner. Let's hope he does. There's a striker starting tonight. It was voted the greatest player in Qatar 2022 FIFA World Cup. Michelle knows how to make us all feel so much better. Yeah, for sure he was rested. Yeah, I think he maybe was. That shows you how serious that they're taking the Celtic game. Because I think if we hadn't changed managers, be surprised if it's a 1-1 draw tonight. A 1-1 draw would be fantastic. Just with the half-cut bars. Oh, if only. The good old days. The good old days where you get the flight. That's one thing I do miss, is getting the flights, away games for Scotland. And then you get the flight this morning, first flight out. I seen the I'm not going to name the bus. I seen a few buses that were going over. They weren't obviously getting the bus over, but they were flying over this morning. And I mean, they've been on it all day, and then they'll fly back tomorrow. Martin says it won't be phenomenal, it'll be magnificent. Yeah, these players were magnificent. That was the one that he used against Juventus, wasn't it? Absolutely magnificent. He said magnificent about 4 or 5 times in one sentence, didn't he? That night. That was a long time ago. A long time ago. Was that the game at Parkhead, the Confidence in the Conference League, and they played us off the park? Draw would be a result. Must have been a while ago. I wonder if people are more confident or not. Baz, do a poll. Yeah, there we go. Let's do a poll and see how confident we all are. Let's just say, do you think we'll win tonight? Do you think we will win tonight? A simple poll. There's already been 2,200 people on. There's been 2,200 people on. Stephen Johnston, what an amazing guy Stephen Johnston is. Thank you for your super chat, Stephen. Remember, there is a watch along for the game tonight also. The watch along starts in just under an hour's time. It does start about 10 minutes before kickoff. So watch the game on telly. Get your phone out, and then we'll join in with the chat online so that we can all join together and watch, hopefully, a fantastic game as Celtic ultimately step into the European stage one more time. And let's see what the poll is doing. Do you think we will win tonight? 82% already. 82% already. 81% it is now. 81% out of... Keep going. Come on. 82%. 82% out of... 83% out of 100 people. Straight off the bat. 100 votes straight in. And 83% think that we can win tonight. That we will win tonight. Which is phenomenal. Unbelievable. Don't know, that's something else that the poll will still run for another half hour, 20 minutes or so, and we'll see how many people. I mean, I should have had it on earlier because there's been over 2,300 people on the live so far, and Thank you to everyone who has tuned in. I should give you a little subs update, shouldn't you? Because it was a monumental day yesterday, not only for Celtic, but myself. And, let me watch that there. How do I watch later? Save to watch later. Interesting. We are sitting on 24,029 subscribers tonight. Absolutely phenomenal. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel, who continues to comment on the channel. It is called the One Celtic Fans You because I tried to make it all about you, the Celtic fans, and give as many Celtic fans as we can a voice. And after the game tonight, if it goes the right way, no, because I'd have to put it out public. We might do a Celtic Zoom. If we get the right result tonight, if we get the win, and we make sure there's no zombies about, we'll do a Celtic Zoom. Anyway, there was other Celtic news that came out today. It was a bit of Celtic news that maybe upset a Celtic player. But one thing it did do is it upset a Celtic manager candidate. Yes, Craig Bellamy. Craig Bellamy is upset at the fact that he will not be able to use Callum Osmond as a player for Wales. Callum Osmond played for Wales at a younger age due to the fact that he was born in the Channel Islands. What a place to be born. Parents have got loads of dosh, haven't they? He's a little rich kid, football player. Joking. But yeah, Callum Osmond, who under the old rules could have picked any of the 4 home nations, but with a change to the rules in the Channel Islands, there has been he can now only play for England. What a fucking travesty. What a shame for the lad. I mean, imagine being told that you can only play for England. That's enough to put anybody off football, isn't it? I mean, will he ultimately play for England? Well, we'll wait and see. It depends how good he becomes as a Celtic player. Anyway, we're at 168 votes now, still at 83%, thinking that we can win tonight. This is definitely a good team. They are not mugs. Yep. What was that bit? They aren't mugs at all. Wonder if people are more confident. Oh, I've done that one, Sarah. They didn't pump Forest. It was 3-2. 3-2 is not a pumping. You know what I mean? Martin O'Neill said it was some game, but they never pumped Forest. That's a bit OTT. I reckon we may lose 3-2 or draw 3-3. Well, if we were to draw 3-3, that'll have a lot of people reminiscing about a game that Martin O'Neill managed a long, long time ago. And if you can remember the 3-3 game that Martin O'Neill had in a away game in Europe, tell me in the comments section. Win, lose or draw, there'll be 100 minutes announced tonight. Yeah. Maybe I'll draw. Don't think we will win, says DW. 10 days with Martin O'Neill. Yeah, 10 days of Martin O'Neill. And it's amazing the confidence, really. The confidence of everyone tonight is all due to the fact that Martin O'Neill was in the building. I think that we were all looking at this game realistically just over a week ago. I mean, a week past Monday, there was not a single Celtic fan that was looking forward to this game. We were all expecting pretty much a heavy defeat. We were definitely expecting a defeat, or to drop points, should I say, against Falkirk. Everyone was expecting us to drop points against Falkirk. Everyone was expecting us to get beat at Hampden. And when you look at it, the first half at Hampden, we should have been about 3-0 up. You know, we should have been 3-0 up easily at Hampden the first half. And if the refereeing had done the right thing at Hampden, we still should have been 4-0 winners, at least. We should have had at least one penalty, I think. But we'll not talk about that because let's just leave that. We're talking about Midtjylland as if they are PSG. for fuck's sake. Maybe someone needs a reminder. A daily reminder of how good this team are and where they sit within the Europa League context. Because they are no mugs. Now, it is saying that Celtic are going to set up. Google has got them set up as a 4-2-3-1 formation, with Arne Engels sitting beside Callum McGregor and Benji Nygren sitting behind Johnny Kenny. By the way, if that happens, that's actually ingenious by the manager. I never thought of that. Let's get this up on the screen. When you look at this lineup, it actually makes sense. And you're thinking, do you know what? If that's the way that they're going, I mean, is that Sean Maloney's doing? Is it all on Sean Maloney, or is it the manager? But when you see the team like that, let's get it to full screen. Can we get it to full screen? And we're going to end up cutting Johnny Kenny and Schmeichel out. When you see the team like that, you think, that's got goals in it, isn't it? I mean, Jamesy Forrest cutting inside, Benji going up beside Johnny Kenny to cause some mayhem. Benji's got goals in him. Tenecti putting the ball in, Benji being there as well as Johnny Kenny. Arne Engels pushing up, diagonal ball for Engels up to Johnny Kenny. You're starting to think, wait a minute here. This could be one of those evenings. Could definitely be one of those evenings where you go, could Celtic actually do this? Could they get that crazy kind of win that only happens with Celtic? That's not the league table I want. Table in the Europa. There we go. There's the one that we want. We'll go change screens so you can all see it. Just as a reminder, I'll maybe bring you back down to earth when you do see this, because it does show that they're top of the table. They've played 3 games, they've won 3 games, they've scored 8 goals, and they've only conceded 2 over the 3 games. They've got a goal difference of +6, sitting on 9 points. Braga, sitting up there, 3. I mean, unbelievable. Aston Villa, who were flying high in the Champions League this time last year. Nottingham Forest, Bologna, Celtic. 3 games in, scored 3 goals, but we've conceded 4, sitting on a goal difference of -1. Still got 4 points on the table. I mean, that's not too shabby. It's not where we would like to be. I mean, it's the kind of points that you were maybe expecting in early stages of the Champions League. I mean, we were only on 3 points at this stage in the Champions League. No, we weren't. We're sitting on 4. Because we won the first game 5-1, we got beat 7-1, and then we drew away to Italy in the 3rd game last season. So we're sitting on the same points as we were sitting on. Can we use this game to ultimate? I mean, at least we're not like away down there. The fuck? Oh, look at that nonsense done at the bottom of the table. Absolute embarrassment. Embarrassment to Scottish football. Absolute embarrassment to Scottish football. Obviously, we are part of the early kickoff tonight, the early kickoffs, so we'll wait and see how it pans out. During the live, we will jump onto this screen to just see exactly where Celtic are jumping up and down the table. We will jump onto this just to see where the hell we are, and can we get up the table? Or ultimately, will Celtic be defeated as they have been so many? I don't think so. I don't think that we're heading for a defeat tonight. something just tells me, and that's not the confidence. I'm not overly confident that we're going to win. I'm not overly confident that we're going to go out there and get an absolute score a barrel load of goals. I'm not that silly. I think that it's going to be a really close game, and I think that ultimately, if Celtic go out and do themselves justice, as they have done before in European games, it could be a wake-up call, especially to Midtjylland, because they will lose their position at the top of the table. Aston Villa were riding high at the top of the table in the Champions League last year, and then once it got to the fourth game, that was it. That was it for them. They started dropping points. Are Celtic the team to do it to Midtjylland? Can Celtic win away in Denmark? All questions that will be answered in around about a couple of hours' time. Kickoff is only 39 minutes away. 39 minutes away from kickoff. How excited are you, and how confident? We are doing a poll at the current moment. It's had over 240 votes, with 78% of people that are on the live now. There was over 2,000 odd. There's been 3,000 odd now, and there was 3,000 people on before. There was 2,500 on before we managed to get this poll up. 241 votes. 79% saying yes, they are confident in Celtic winning tonight. 22% say no. To those that are voting no, tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me, sweet little why. Tell me why. This team are playing technically a Danish Rangers. They follow it as lightest touch. They are dirty. And yeah. But Celtic know how to play against teams like that. It's all about winning. And it's all about excuses. And if they're going to use excuses tonight, a bit like the team that from Govan, as Martin O'Neill says, said, look, it's just excuses. Whatever they're talking about, do you know what they're talking about? Done that fucking light there. No wonder it looks so white. That light's like super bright. Do you know, no matter what happens tonight, the fact that Celtic need to go out and put in a good performance, not only to just get the fans believing again, to get a bit of a reputation back in a European context. And I think that there's more. Martin O'Neill will want to restore our European expectations. He will keep them in check. There's one thing about Martin O'Neill. He's far too clever to start talking down the line about ifs, muts and maybes. And you know, it is going to be one game at a time. But it was one game at a time when we went to Seville in 2003. Which was a long... Yeah. Around about 10 minutes. Time. I think there'll be a draw, but my heart is saying a win for Celtic on their birthday. That's what I'm thinking. It does go down to the Tony Watt situation, doesn't it? Goes down to the old Tony Watt scenario on the 125th birthday of Celtic, which was a long time ago. God, and now we're at 138. That's mad. Absolutely mad. Hope my Fire Stick is on best behaviour tonight. Not that we condone Fire Sticks or illegal watching of streams on. Of course we do. Our team's showing confidence that they didn't show before. They are that Helen. Stranger things have happened. Have faith. Like I said, the 125th Tifo, the Green Brigade are doing a Tifo tonight. And maybe that's just the luck that we need. It was a fantastic evening that night. I mean, we were up against it. Barcelona had so much of the ball that night. It was unbelievable. I think Barcelona made around... I can remember the stats after it. And I think Barcelona were on about 900 touches. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. But a long ball out. If you look at the way that the keeper, Kasper Schmeichel, quick ball out, this could be the night that Kasper Schmeichel gets that quick ball out and it lands right at the feet of Tenekte. Tenekte starts firing up the wing, and if he doesn't smash the ball into the back of the net, hopefully he gets it into such a good position that Johnny Kenny is basically going boom and smashing it right into the back of the net for the winner late on. The Danes are better overall, but we are going to. It's going to be hard. Yeah, it will be hard. Martin O'Neill knows how to set up a team. Martin O'Neill knows how to set up a team. Remember Bratislava. Yeah. Oh, Benji's been practicing headers. Yeah. Yes, we can. Right, I'm going to finish up the poll in 5 minutes' time. We're on 268 votes. If you can make sure, if you can vote, there's over 600 people online. There's been over 3,000 people online, which isn't too shabby for this time of night, considering that there's a lot of people still on their way home from work trying to get ready to watch the game. If we give the ball in a forward position, it can be rectified, but at the back could be cost dearly, especially with this team. It's going to be 2-2, says Alba. It's going to be 2-2. We'd always play Maeda. Well, Brendan Rodgers would have played Maeda. Brendan Rodgers would have played Rio Hatate. Brendan Rodgers would have played Donovan. And Brendan Rodgers may even have played Dane Murray. I'll put my trust in Martin O'Neill. For as much as Brendan Rodgers won at Celtic, and he won more trebles than anyone as manager, I think that you have to give Martin O'Neill his years of experience. You know, sometime with age comes a little bit of caution, and you throw caution to the wind. Martin O'Neill hasn't thrown caution to the wind tonight. Martin O'Neill's put out a team that he'll say, we believe that you can get the job done. You know you'll not be playing the full 90 minutes. Go out and give us 110%. Jamesy Forrest, go and score a goal for us in Europe. Go and rip this team a new one. Do what you've done so many times before and just play the way that Celtic play. Cause them mayhem, tire them out, knacker their big duck Scandinavian legs. And then once we've done that, we'll bring on Dies and Maeda just to run rings through them. Barca had like 81% or something. I thought it was way more than that. It was crazy that night, wasn't it? The stats were unbelievable. But Celtic ultimately ran out winners. There's also his prime Sutton, Harson, Larson, Malby, etc. Yeah. Long time ago. Martin O'Neill. I want to see young Osman getting on too. Yeah, I think that if there's anyone that's going to do it, I need 7 votes. 7 votes to finish up the poll for this evening. People, yes, no Hatate. Someone's over the moon. Absolutely over the moon. Hatate's a bonus for keeping the ball for us. But yeah, late on I would say. But he's bad. He's misplaced passes. Let's face it. Rio Hatate is not playing because of his misplaced passes. His passing's been terrible. He's passing back. He's not playing the way that Martin O'Neill and Sean Maloney want us to play. When Kenny was playing under Rodgers, it felt like he could never score. Yeah. But now, we've got a team that start to go forward. Engels may be our angel tonight. Ooh. Would you be loving Angels instead to come at the end of the evening? We're on 300 votes. We just missed it, 301. So the vote has concluded for this evening. Do you think we will win tonight? Was the question. I'm looking like shit after that sleep. And 78% have said yes, they think that they'll win tonight. 22% have said no. Thank you to the 301 votes. There has been over 3,200 people on the live so far this evening. I'm going to go and get ready to watch the game. I'm going to have something to eat, and Got the Mrs. Hoover on the gaff, the new. Baz does this stop, mate. Anyway, right, I will be doing a watch along. I'll give you the link for the watch along in case that you do not have it. You can catch it on the channel, but I'll just click on here and click on that and then get the link. Stick that up on here. Make sure you join us, even if you're sitting in the house watching the telly. Join us on the live. Sit and watch the game. And hopefully Celtic can ultimately get the win this evening. Can Martin O'Neill turn back the clock? If I could turn back time, if I could find a way, it would be Martin O'Neill in the dugout all the way. Connected going up the wing of the pitch. Johnny Kenny on them like a bench. Jamesy Forrest coming through on goal. No dies in Maida. Anyway, have a fantastic evening, Celtic fans, wherever you are. All around the world.